What was the most amount of money that you ever made in a single year?
Probably just under 4 million.
That's incredible. How many businesses do you currently own right now?
9.
9 businesses.
Yes.
That is incredible. What has been your secret to scaling businesses throughout your career? What's the number one thing that you implement throughout your companies to really scale them in terms of growth? Maybe it's people or capital. What's the secret to scaling a business?
It's people. It's always people. If you can find rock star A players to come, and you have to be the chief visionary if that's the role that you're in. If you're the person who owns the companies, your real job is not to generally be the operator. You do need that. And if you're an operational person, you have to have a visionary, because the visionary is the one that gets everyone to buy into the why and the who of what we're doing and builds up the excitement around how we're going to solve these amazing problems and we're going to go tackle the world together. That's my job. My job is to be the chief evangelist, to get folks to be fired up and excited. And then you bring people in who are talented and they're hungry and they believe in the mission of whatever the organization is doing. When you have that, even if you don't have money, it's a little easier to have money, but if you don't have money, you're still going to win, because if you have the people there who are great and they believe in the thing that you're doing, everything else will take care of itself.
What is the biggest thing that you look for in a company that tells you, okay, hey, I need to acquire this company, I need to bring this company under my belt? What's the number one thing that you look for when you're investing or trying to acquire a company?
Yeah, it's a great question. So for me, it's 2 things. It's market resilience. So is it in an industry, or does it provide a product or service that is going to be necessary no matter really what happens? So I love unsexy businesses like home services, trades, construction, because you're always going to need those types of services. If the roof starts leaking, you have to fix it. Food and beverage type things, because we all have to eat, we have to keep doing those things. Educational services, because kids still need to learn and they need to go to school. The other thing that I like to look at is who the humans are that are involved. I mostly look at investing in, yes, ideas and yes, business models, but it's a lot about people now for me. It's at a point where if I know that there's a group that I really want to work with, who I enjoy, who I believe in, and I think they're sharp, it's more about the human beings than it is the business.
What is the number one thing that you look for in people that tells you, hey, I want this person to come work for me, I want this person to be my business partner? What's the number one thing that you look for in people that tells you, you want to go into business with that person?
Yeah. Number 1 is honesty. Can't mess with people that are dishonest in any way. And the thing is, if they're dishonest in one aspect or part of their life, they're probably going to be dishonest in another. It doesn't make them bad people. It just means maybe they haven't learned the hard lesson yet, that you should really just be who you are and show up as that, instead of trying to convince people that you're something that you're not. So honesty is one. Work ethic. And it sounds trite, but truly, do people, are they willing to go out there and do things that others are unwilling to do in order to achieve a goal? And then, are they a team player? Are they someone that really cares about the success of other folks and is willing to be very transparent with everything that they're doing and try to bring other people along and to take on roles that other people don't want to take? Those are gems. If you can find those types of folks, diamonds in the rough, who are loyal and just smart people who you enjoy working with, you will accelerate your growth really in anything you do.
Yeah. What was your secret to sales throughout your career?
I sold like a marketer. So when I mean that, I never was the high pressure in your face guy. I was the guy that if I had a big account or a big client, or even to this day in business, I want to find out everything I possibly can about who that entity or person is. What do they like? What do they dislike? What do they care about? What's important to them? What's meaningful? What are the words, industry-wise, jargon, whatever else that they're used to hearing and saying that I may not know, so I can avail myself of those types of things. So for me, it's about research, doing your homework, and also don't try to sell something to someone that they don't actually need. That's really the true secret, is making sure that they really do have a need for whatever the solution or the product is you're selling. And if you don't think that you're in sales and you're in any kind of business, I promise you, you're in sales. So really what it kind of turns into is this cat and mouse game where you're trying to figure out, what does this person really need? Do I have the solution for that person or entity that will get them that? And then all I'm really selling is convincing them of the problem and that I have the best solution for it, and building trust throughout that process.
What is the biggest mindset change that is needed in order to become a multimillionaire?
That's easy. A lot of folks try to think about, who can I get next to? Who can I get involved with? Who can I work with? What kind of customers do I want to work with? The reality is those things are important, but they're actually not the most important thing. What's more important is who you decide you do not want to work with. That's the hardest thing for most people to wrap their brain around. Is you need to be very clear who's not a good fit for you in your service, and you need to have the integrity and the fortitude to say, even if they're offering you a big check, thank you so much for having interest in working with me, but I just don't think I can serve you the best, and let them go and work with someone who is a better fit. There are a lot of reasons why that could be, but understanding that polarity and making sure that you do not work with people who would be a poor fit for you and that you can't serve them well, unequivocally the most important thing.